Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that performance. I'm going to talk a little bit about my thematic statement here. My main idea was to try and encapsulate the economic downturn that we experienced after COVID-19. And so the idea here is that social economic classes are very polarizing, but yet power and success, those ideas are pretty dynamic. So you can see in the piece how in the beginning we have the one character, Val, who is representing the upper class. She's just one because their population size is smaller than the general population. And she is kind of an intimidating presence to the rest of the ensemble. And the rest of the ensemble represents the middle and lower classes who make up the majority of our population. So you can see that during the piece they have some interaction, but in general, the movements of the ensemble, they're more labored, they're more hunched over, while Val is a very sort of confident presence. She's generally in front all the time. She is kind of leading them around, but then at the end of the piece, one of the ensemble members, she starts kind of turning Val and disorienting her at the very end with all the chaos, and that is how they kind of transfer the power over, so then Val ends up back in the general population while that ensemble member becomes Val's position at the end, and that is kind of showing how that power and success is dynamic. And also another kind of idea is that it is very difficult to get ahead, but it is very easy to lose your wealth, and you can see that once again with that transfer of power and how Val very easily during the end of the piece is able to move swiftly into her position, while the ensemble member has to work through the whole entire piece to get to that spot. A lot of the floor plans for this dance are very structured as if it was maybe you could say a factory. So there is a piece in the beginning where there's a back line, they're doing this, and it's kind of to represent like an assembly line, so to speak. And a lot of their movements, they're very precise and dynamic, and so that then it is as if there was one moving, working machine, one moving and working like computer of our economy. It's all dynamic and working together. And that is a lot of the floor plan and how they're representing that larger labor force versus Val, who kind of moves in and out of the ensemble, similar to like a CEO with a dynamic job, going in and out of different jobs and different responsibilities, seeing over what the ensemble is doing. And that is also, you can see that in their movement, like I said earlier, how the ensemble, they're kind of grounded, they have lots of plie, but Val is given things that are very high up, very confident, chest lifted, head up, and you can see her movement is carefree, overzealous. She kind of had more liberties with what she was doing versus the ensemble was very strict. Getting that same idea across with the upper class having more liberties with their money versus the lower class not having those so much. Also, a lot of the movements were very literal interpretations of the song, because the song, I felt, captured the ideas that I was trying to get across very well. So there's like the 14-karat yacht, how they physically make a yacht, and it's kind of that swaying yacht that I felt needed a literal interpretation to get that across. And even when every single time the lyrics say money makes the world go round, this idea that is just this motif that continues. And a lot of this movement I got from classic jazz. So you see your contractions, your releases, some jazz hands here and there. It's a lot of jazz and modern and grounded work. So I hope you enjoyed this piece. Thank you so much.